This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
The TalkSport Fan Network is proudly supported by McDelivery, bringing you the food you love. McDelivery brings a top-tier lineup of food right to your door. No matter the result, you'll always be winning with McDelivery. Order now on the McDonald's app and you'll get rewards points delivered too. So that ordering today means some tasty rewards for tomorrow. Only via app at participating restaurants. 18 plus. Rewards registration required. Points only on menu items. Delivery fee and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
Will look to pick it up and he'll go on here. Left two up here, Bradford. It's Beagrey. He's got to make this count. It's Beagrey. It's 1-1. You'll see a somersault now. You'll get a double one.
Right, let's get this show on the road. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to this Bradford City vs Doncaster preview live on X and on TikTok. We've got a couple of things coming up today. We've got the post-match, what did not happen against Notts County, what got postponed. We've got pre-match Doncaster, and I see we've got two Doncaster fans here, so that's lovely. We've got latest Bradford news, where you could just have a rant, rave, everyone's favourite feature, the weather forecast, and scores predictions. So people on TikTok, get your score predictions in, I'll read them out. So let's get this party started. So I am joined today by Miss Diane and DJ Lee.
Hello.
And hopefully, Lee, you should be able to hear me.
Hello.
Right. So,
Don't take a piss take of me then.
No, definitely not.
Good.
So before we get to...
I'm just that way out, you'll just have to put up with me, sorry.
It's all right.
So before we get to the two Doncaster fans, what do you reckon about the lovely, super fantastic beach of a pitch we've got?
I'm going to go swimming there tomorrow.
We've got 4 towers round our pitch. Blackpool's only got 1.
you mean to say the pitch that obviously just got flooded?
Well, at least ours looked unplayable, didn't it? Unlike a certain
that
journey that's something,
yeah, that
will
one.
remain nameless.
Yeah, so looking at the pictures and stuff, what have happened on social media, how on the earth has the pitch got like that? That was absolutely appalling, that pitch.
No covers on. And we do have them.
Yeah, but
use them.
They're frost covers.
Yeah, but the covers are just frostly. They don't do anything.
They are waterproof. They do keep the rain off and send it to the sides, which is supposed to send it away. That's what they were told when they bought them.
Yeah, and they probably bought them cheap and cheerful, haven't they?
Yeah.
Because I saw
the Richmond come back.
Because I saw the pitch, obviously at the ground on Saturday, and part of me was thinking, how in the earth has this happened to the pitch? And I'm thinking it possibly might be to do with the drainage system.
I think so. Somebody posted on the site today that there's a 10-year guarantee on the groundworks, and that they hope that they've kept the receipt. Because they need to be having a word with someone, don't they?
Yeah, or they've not dug further enough down or something. But that were. Do you think the game's going to be on tomorrow?
Do you know something? I think it's going to be doubtful, but you never know, do you?
Depends whether it rains. If it rains between now and tomorrow, no, it's not going to be on, I don't think.
So it's all right. You'll look forward to the weather forecast, what we've got in a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So we are joined as well by Chal and I think it's Bailey, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And they are two Doncaster fans. So before I do my spiel, what's your take on your team? How's your team been going on and stuff?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Evening.
To be fair, we've actually improved. I think ever since we played using the Bristol Street Motors Trophy now, what it's called, ever since that game we've probably improved a lot. I think that's most of that's to do with Richard Wood coming back into the side. Who he started off the season, he wasn't everyone's cup of tea when going from Rotherham, and he didn't have the best of starts. But he had an injury, then came back against Hughes and played well. And then since then we've improved. We went on a 5-game unbeaten run, which that dragged us away from bottom 2. And then obviously on Saturday we got beat 3-1 to Walsall, which wasn't the best performance. I thought we were a bit too slow in build-up, and we played a bit too narrow, which helped Walsall defend, and they punished us with a few mistakes that we made. But overall, it's getting better. It's improving. I think you might know we had to go through a massive rebuild in the summer. Obviously Grant McCann came in. He had to bring in 12, 13 players in summer. Got rid of a load as well. So it was never going to be a quick fix. Obviously we didn't have a great season last season, so it was never going to be a quick fix. But to be fair, last 5-6 games we've been improving, and we are away from relegation now. We're not going to go down. We're not going to get in playoffs. Aim for me at the minute is just finish this season strong and carry momentum into next season.
And have you got a danger man for tomorrow who to keep an eye on?
I'd probably say the main one is Akiba Delican. We signed him on loan from Lincoln in January, and I think he's got 3 goals and 4 assists, I think, in 6 games, maybe 7 games. He's a quick winger. He'll probably play at left tomorrow. He can play both sides. But yeah, he's probably our biggest threat going forward at the minute.
And what would you say your weaknesses are currently in the team?
Normally it's to be fair, it's a typical League 2 side where they'll come for a scrap rather than a game of football, which I think when we played you at our place and you beat us 3-1, I think that was kind of the problem with us. I think you bullied us all game. Obviously Andy Cook, he does what Andy Cook does, and you had midfielders who weren't afraid to get the foot in. And I think if we play against a team, I've said it multiple times, if we play against a team who tries to come and play good football against us and it's a proper footballing game, I think we're all right. But if we're against someone, probably like a Sutton, or someone who will come and they'll try and fight their way through the game and maybe nick a scrappy goal or whatever, and I think that's when we tend to struggle. We can
sympathise. People have been doing that to us all season.
Yeah, we have been doing a bit better with that recently. But I'd still say that's our biggest weakness at the minute, because we're not the strongest of teams.
So when your manager came in, who's your manager? Grant McCann, is it? Sorry.
Yeah. McCann.
Who did he take over?
Last season we had Danny Schofield. He replaced Gary McSheffrey in October, I think it was, and then he was there until just after the last game of the season, and then obviously he ended up getting sacked, which wasn't great. But when we got McCann, we were all excited because not long before, obviously we had him a few years ago, and he got us to League One playoffs, and then after that he won League One with Hull. And then got sacked by Peterborough early on last season. And we all thought, when we heard the rumours, none of us expected it to actually happen, because we thought, there's no way he's going to drop down to League 2. He'll get most League 1 jobs. Hello.
That's all right.
So none of us really expected it to happen, but when it did happen, we were all buzzing for it, and it's kind of not gone how we all thought so far, but like I said earlier, it is improving and it is getting a lot better.
And are you here, Chal?
I am, yes. Good evening.
So just same again, really. What are you making of your team at the currently, and weaknesses, and who's your best player?
I think take away the game of the previous weekend just gone now. I think that as a unit we've been looking a lot more stronger. I think that in possession, out of possession, in transition. We've been working to improve. And, you know, I echo what Bailey said. I think overall, I think against footballing sides, we've come away the happier on more occasions. I think the main thing we've got to look out for in terms of actual teams is the physical side of it. I think we still need to work on matching with a physical team like your Suttons, like Bradford tried to do last time. We need people to really be not afraid to put a foot in and really try and win those battles going forward next season. Strongest players, I'd agree with Bailey. I think Adelican is probably our strongest player at the moment. I'd also say that Owen Bailey has been the signing of the season. He is a hybrid player. He can play in the centre-back role, the centre defensive midfield role, in a partnership on his own. And, very adaptable, very strong, very physical, plays it simple, links the play up very, very well. In transition, he's one of the ones who makes everything happen. You put Matthew Craig alongside him, who I think has been, in my opinion, one of the most underrated loan signings in the past couple of seasons. With his performances, I think he kept getting stronger and stronger. His football intelligence for an under 21s player was amazing. We could see it in the unbeaten run that we had. His football intelligence is clearly Spurs under 21s captain level, because it was a step ahead of some other players. I think Richard Wood's got a vast array of experience and he's had to really adapt to League Two. And I think that's been one of the main weaknesses and learning points, shall we say, with this season. I think with Grant McCann never managing in League Two before, I think that's been a massive, massive learning curve. But now I've got a lot more confidence about next season, because he knows about this division now. He knows what it takes to get out of it. He knows what needs to be added to this side, what needs to be removed from this side to make way for something that's going to improve this side next season. One of the big things, and I think this came up in the Walsall game as well, is set piece defending and crosses defending. We did try to address that by bringing in a couple of players that know how to, clear their lines on set pieces. And for me, I think that needs to keep improving in the summer, because it's the weird thing about Doncaster Rovers this season is it isn't bad performances. Yes, there has been one, two, 3 games where it has been really bad performances overall, where the heads have dropped and we've just conceded 3 or 4. You could name them: Notts County away, Stockport at home, Morecambe at home, Newport away. There's a few games where that's happened, but the majority of the games this season has been the odd goals. It's been the odd mistakes. The performance levels compared to this season overall on average has been light years ahead of last season and the season before when we got relegated to this division. So for me, I think the Doncaster Rovers have improved in some areas this season. Overall, the results haven't been great. But the one thing as a fan base that we can be proud of is that we didn't, like other fan bases, turn on a manager. We stuck to him. We knew what the bigger picture was. We knew what he could do long term. So we had to stick with this manager. We had to stick behind this manager, and people on the outside were going, well, why aren't you turning on this manager? Why aren't you speaking out against this manager? Me personally, I've called him out in the past a couple of times on a couple of the games for the way we tactically set up, substitutions, etc. But the one thing I've always said is I still stick by this manager because I know what he can do for us long term, and with a better, with a more efficient window under our belts as well. And I think with more efficient windows under his belt. So I think one thing we can take away from this season as a fan base is a major positive is sticking behind this manager through thick and thin. There was a few that weren't, which is fair enough. It's a results-based business. We're in a disposable football industry in the modern day, so there will be people that go on that side. But as a majority, we've stuck behind the manager. We've shown loyalty where others other fan bases may not have shown that loyalty. So I think that to stick behind this man and to get rewarded with it, with the run of form in the recent few games, and to finish strong and go into next season, no matter how many players return for next season, and try and build on this now, is a wonderful opportunity, and it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow. I'm going to be watching it from home, unfortunately, because I can't make it to Valley Parade, but I'm going to be watching it from home. It's going to be a really nice game. Like I said, Bradford, I'm sure, will bring a lot of quality to the table. The pitch is going to be an interesting one as well. See how both teams adapt to the conditions of the game, depending on what the conditions are. Andy Cook's a very physical striker. We know what he's capable of. And it's going to be very interesting to see how both teams adapt to each other as well, because, Bradford could go really physical. They could try and, ruffle up a few feathers and try and get us out of our rhythm. As a team, if they do that, we've got to look into ourselves and think, right, they're trying to upset our rhythm. What can we do? How can we adapt the way we play to match what Bradford are trying to do to us and play them at their own game? So it's going to be very much a battle of mind games rather than just tactical awareness and analysis. So it's going to be a very intriguing game because it could go either way depending on the conditions and depending on the mentality of the teams. So
have you seen pictures of our pitch, Chal?
I've seen recent stuff, yes. It's looking better than it was. I think you were right earlier where I think even a spot of torrential downpour between now and kick-off will cancel it. For me, I think the pitch looks better than it was, but again, it could change. It could change in the spot of an ice.
We love optimism.
Yeah, there's more optimism in me today than there was yesterday for it to go ahead. I think it's going to take a hell of a lot of luck with the weather tomorrow and a continuation of the work done by the grounds people at Bradford, and to be honest with you, I do want to give my respects to the grounds people at Bradford because, the stadium itself in a valley, it's in a very, in terms of the risk of flooding, etc., and water, it's in a very bad area. So it's hard enough dealing with the conditions of where the stadium sat. So I want to give my massive respects to the grounds people at Bradford and grounds people across the EFL as well, because for me they try and do their best and sometimes they just can't be helped. So
task, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Yeah. My respect goes to the grounds people at Bradford and all across the Football League. So it should be interesting to see whether the game goes ahead tomorrow, and I'm hopeful it will be, and it's going to be a wonderful game in the evening tomorrow.
So just a little bit of teaser for the weather. I know we'll get there in a bit, but it's supposed to rain apparently in Bradford from 10 tonight till 4 a.m. So make that as what happens. It hopefully dries out. But then moving on now. So tomorrow Bradford City versus Doncaster Rovers at 17:45 kickoff. 5th of March 2024 at the University of Bradford Stadium. The referee is Peter Wright, and hopefully Mr. Wright will get this game on the go. So in the EFL trophy, he's had 3 appearances. He's had 7 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, 1 penalty. On
the night.
Yeah, he's had League 1, 8 appearances, 25 yellow cards, 1 second yellow, no reds, 5 penalties. League 2, he's had 11 appearances, dished out 51 yellow cards, 1 second yellow. Then he's saying no red cards, 2 penalties. FA Cup, he's had 2 appearances, he's dished out 8 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, no penalties. EFL Cup, he's had 1 appearance, 1 yellow card, no second yellows, no reds, and no penalties. He's had a grand total of 25 appearances, he's dished out 92 yellow cards, 2 second yellows, no reds, and 8 penalties. Bradford City have won 7, playing Doncaster, drawn 1, and then Doncaster have won 7. So quickly just, we've played them quite a few times, so I'm just going to go back to 2018 where Doncaster won 2-1. 2019 Bradford City lost 1-0. 8th of September 2020 we got absolutely battered 4-1. 2022 0-0. 25th of February 2023 we won 1-0. 23rd of December 2023 we won 3-1, and the 30th of January we won 1-0. Bradford City are currently 15th in the league. They've played 33, goal difference of 2, and they've got 46 points, 2 games in hand there. Doncaster are 20th. They've played 34, minus goal difference of minus 16, and they've played 39 The top goal scorers for us is Andy Cook, and for Doncaster, according to FootMod, is Ironside, where Andy Cook scored 13 goals. Ironside has scored 14. He's dished out 4 assists, and they've given 4 assists each. Andy Cook's played 30 minutes played, and Ironside has played 34. Bradford are ranked 21 in goals, scored per match at 1.2 goals. Bradford City have won the previous 3 matches against Doncaster Rovers, ranked 5th in goals conceded per match at 1.2 goals. Doncaster are ranked 19 in goals scored per match, 1.3 goals. Have scored 11 goals in their last 5 matches. Luke Monex has created the most big chances for Doncaster with 8. So what's people's thoughts on the referee? Start off with Diane.
It sounds like he's not a bad ref, but you never know. You know what they're like.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what they're like, don't you? They're like, he might like dishing the cards out tomorrow night. And then again, is he going to be nice and say, "Oh, we can play today. Please, I need a match."
He might cancel it. He might be like them 2 other refs.
If he cancels it, I'll be getting withdrawal symptoms, definitely. I'm getting withdrawal symptoms and not seeing Sam Walker.
What about yourself, Lee? What's your thoughts on ref?
We need one, don't we? Let's hope he's a good one. Or at best, let's hope he's crap for both sides and then it equals itself out then. Either way.
Picture the scene. All of your mates around, you've got your McNugget share boxes ready to go. Partner this with your team playing champagne football. Perfect. Order McDelivery now on the McDonald's app. There's nothing quite like a McDelivery. At participating restaurants, 18 plus, serving times, delivery fee and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
I think we're playing good enough football to not really worry too much about referee at the moment.
What about yourself, Chal? What do you think at ref?
Yeah, sounds all right. Like I said, I thought the referee against Walsall was pretty decent. I thought the referee against I think it was Morecambe. I thought she was brilliant. So we've had a few good refs. We've had a few maybe not so good refs in the heat at the moment. So we'll see what happens, and we'll judge every decision on a one-to-one basis. So fingers crossed it'll be a good, fair game.
Can I just say I am jealous of you being able to watch a match. We've had 2 matches I've not been able to watch. So I am jealous that you've been able to watch some matches.
I mean, with the form, I think the form helped with that as well. I think if the form was like 5, 6, 7 losses on the run, I don't think it'd have been enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, but I forgot what it's like to watch a football match at the moment.
Well, conversely, our form
Yeah.
has been on an upturn, and now we can't play.
I know.
Frustrating.
So what do you reckon if the game does go ahead tomorrow, like I keep saying, because I know what the referees are like currently, what do you think the team lineup will be, Diane? And then
I think, obviously, Smallwood will be wishing that he can get a game out of the way for his suspension, because obviously he's suspended tomorrow, isn't he? So let me just go on my phantom, because I did put it on actually today. Do you want to...
Yeah, while you're doing that, we'll just go to Lee. What's your thoughts, Lee?
I'm hoping Kelly's fit to be back, because apparently he's now training full-time, so we're going to be missing a defender, so he's a good one to come in, I guess.
I lied, I haven't done my team yet.
Lying.
I am. You know who I want in goal, don't you? Sam.
Well, he's a no-brainer. He's definitely there.
Brad?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, God, come on, guys. Gilead? Come on, guys, I need your help today.
Maybe at left full back, yeah, maybe so. So.
Tompkinson?
It's went back last time we played.
Tompkinson, definitely.
Yeah, it's a bit of hard times and we can't remember who we played. Andy up front, Cookie up front.
Yeah.
I'd like to see who would I like? Kavanagh.
Yeah, Kavanagh.
With him up front. Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Last time
I've just been told.
So last time we played Sutton in a proper game of football.
Yeah.
We had Walker, Tompkinson, Platt, Kelly, Rydor, Gilead, Stubbs, Halliday, Odor, Cav, Cook, with the subs bench of Kevin McDonald came on, and we had Wilson, Poynton, Taylor, Doyle, and Noah Wadsworth.
Yeah.
Wadsworth.
Yeah, young lad. Yeah, I'd like to see Kevin start in midfield this week, tomorrow night as well.
Yeah.
I don't. We've got a latecomer.
Platt's injured, isn't he? So it's got to be Kieran Kelly that comes in for him.
But it depends how his back is, innit? After he got...
he's back training, full training.
Is he?
Mr. Alexander said so himself, yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be certainly penciled in.
Yeah.
So about yourself, Lee, what do you reckon the team will be?
I think he'll probably go with what he were going to go with in games that didn't happen, because I think they're up for it and they probably need to get that out of the system and start playing. I don't think there'll be any wholesale changes.
What about yourself, Chal? What do you reckon your team will be like?
I wouldn't be surprised if we went with a similar lineup to the Walsall game. I mean, looking at the way we've set up during our run of form, we're probably looking here at a sort of 4-2-3-1 kind of setup. Again, I think, like I said, I think there's key players that we need to keep an eye out for in certain positions. I think the Ironside up front has been great this season. He's got in the right areas. He's been, a really good target man. Obviously, we know that Maxwell and Sterry on the fullback roles, they're very much attacking fullbacks. So again, they're going to be they're going to be quite far forward down the channels, and it's all about them tracking back in time in case they get caught out. We're probably going to see the same partnerships in the centre-back roles and the defensive midfield roles. We're going to see probably Wood and Anderson together, Craig and Belly together. We could go with Biggins in that advanced role, but with Zane Westbrook back now, it's all a case of does he risk him for a full 90 or start him? So there could be Westbrook in there, could be Waters in there, could be Biggins in there. You get a variety of different traits with those players in that advanced midfield role. I could see Hurst again on the opposite wing to Adelaide, but again, Molineux should be back for this game, so maybe we'll see him on that side. You will get Lotitala in goal, definitely. And obviously the rest of the bench will be, I think one player that I'll keep an eye out for on the bench is Maxime Biamu, short-term contract signing recently on just about nearly a week ago. He's been on trial with us for a little bit, and he's going to be featuring again on the bench, so hopefully gets some minutes off the bench in this game. So I'd say it's a relatively similar team to the Walsall game in the same formation, but it's just going to be a case of, does Westbrook start? Does Luke Molineux come back and instantly start, or do you start Kyle Hurst on the right? So a couple of headache selections depending on fitness situations, but I'd expect a similar lineup, if not an unchanged lineup, to the Walsall game.
So before we go to Stan, just looking at your team you played 4-2-3-1 against Walsall.
Yeah.
This is like how I say this. I can't pronounce names for shit. I'm like a Sky Sports pundit. I can't say names. So in net, correct me if I'm wrong.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Yeah, unbelievable, Jeff. You had Lo Tulua in net.
Timothy Lotitala.
Yeah, then you had Maxwell, Wood, Anderson, Sterry,
yeah.
Then you had Craig, Bailey, Hurst, Biggins,
and Aiken.
Yeah, and then you had Einstein up front, and then your only goal came from
Einstein. Wow.
Yeah. Is it more? Who scored your goal? Were it?
It was Carl Hurst. It was Carl Hurst, assisted by Jamie Sterry.
Yeah, I'm just looking on FootMob now. So it looks like Walsall out. Did Walsall outplay you?
From when I look back on the game, it was basically a case of we had the majority of the ball. We didn't do a lot attack-wise. We kind of kept it in our own half for the majority, and Walsall just took advantage of the fact that we didn't consistently defend our set pieces and crosses against us, and they got in behind, they got the headers in, bit of a defensive mix-up on one of the goals, the way we marked. I think Grant McCann came out after the game and said we were responsible for the way we set up with the second goal, coaching wise. I think we didn't set up great marking the cross, and again Mofal got the header on and we conceded the third, so it was kind of our own fault for at least two of the goals. So, for all three, to be fair. So, it was just one of them. It wasn't a case of we weren't playing awful. I thought there was some good qualities about us, but for me, we just. It was one of those where another informed side gets points against us and we move on.
Because you had according to Foot Mob, you had 71% of possession. And Walsall had 29% of ball possession.
Yeah.
So it looked like you had the ball quite a lot, but you just couldn't finish.
Yeah, it was basically, it kind of felt like the vice versa of the MK Dons New Year's Day game in terms of possession. We had the majority of the ball and didn't do a hell of a lot with it, whereas back on New Year's Day, MK Dons did the same. So, and that's why we won their game. So, we kind of got a taste of our own karma in this one. But Walsall are a great team. They're under a great run of form at the minute. So, I've got no kind of grudges against them. I know their fans have been trying to start a rivalry with us even the day after the game. They're still going, but that's up to them. I've moved on from it already. I'm just pushing myself down now, ready for tomorrow.
If it happens. Right, I see Stan and Callie have joined. Typically, I always turn up late, but I've seen the notes, so I know why they're late. Right, so Stan and Callie, what's your thoughts on the Notts County postponement? Because I know, Callie, you came all the way from Nottingham, Hucknall to come to the game. So, what were your thoughts on it?
I would do you know what? For me, football is about seeing my mates day and catching up with people I don't often see. So the football spoiled it a little bit, but I ended up meeting some family and friends that day, so not too bad, to be fair. But yeah, it's just gutting, isn't it, when that happens. It's a shame Donny won't play in us Saturday because they like diving. It'd been ideal for them.
And what about?
Well said, Tally.
And it's going to be a game of who can press the highest, isn't it?
And Stan, what about you? What's your thoughts on the Notts County postponement?
Yeah, well, good evening, everyone. After a really long day where I've been on a training course, you've entertained me, Johnny, with your attempts at trying to pronounce those names, so thanks for that.
Stan, I like the smile on your face, Stan.
Yeah.
We're going to try and sign Einstein, aren't we?
And it's good to see Charles on the podcast, so welcome, Charles. Good to
Thank you.
Banter aside, it is really good to have the opposition fans joining us. It's only banter, lads.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all good.
For most part, like when I listen to the 606 podcast on a Sunday evening, there's Charles and Danny who are the Donny stalwarts sort of thing. So it's kind of nice to sort of hear these voices. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say really with regards to that. At what point, covers were taken off, or what precautions? I mean, it's been pretty rubbish on it this season, the pitch. But I ended up. Well, I say ended up. I was probably going to turn up to the game late because I was at Park Avenue and I was doing some photography for the junior teams, and I ended up basically doing some photography of the match. So that was kind of interesting afternoon for me. But it's kind of like, I don't know what to say. It's like at what time was it postponed? Was it about 1ish, half 1?
So the club tweeted out, I think about 10:30 the Saturday to say pitch is all right, not pitch is not getting inspected, pitch is hunky dory, and then I think we're in the vaults, and then I started walking up to see Callie. I bumped into Callie, should we say, and apparently the heavens opened up, because I were in the ground.
Just got worse, didn't it?
Yeah.
It
It apparently pounced it down and pitch went all mankified. But do you think it's something to do with the drainage, though, the pitch, Stan?
Yeah, it is. I mean, obviously, there's a massive concrete base, isn't there, with the foundations, etc. And I mean, they have spent money on it, but short of spending millions, which they don't have, we kind of stuck with that. I mean, the disappointing thing for me, I know it's been quite a wet. I mean, it's been wet since last July, but it's. I kind of saw this state of the pitch like in the pre-season games, and there were like sort of some kind of tractor mark or something down the side at the main stand end, and I thought, I'm not sure about this, and you can kind of get an idea for it, and I don't know what that's about, whether that's like they've spent less. I mean, if anyone's a groundsman, or if Mick Doyle can come on, and not that he needs to do, but give a little insight into kind of what goes on over the summer, because we have had various companies come in, and like with the St Ives Turf Institute, etc., and they can't solve it, but it is the drainage, and unless they spend like millions, it's always going to be an issue.
And what about yourself, Kelly? What's your thoughts on the situation with the pitch and drainage and all that malarkey?
Well, I looked on some weather stats, and it's actually stated that it's been the wettest February for a lot of years. So what can we do about the weather? We can't change the weather. And the covers that we have are for frost and snow, as far as I'm aware, not for rain. So it's similar to my horses. We get more. Obviously, we've had a lot more mud this year. It's a similar thing. You can't stop it from happening. It's impossible.
And then Stan, and then we'll go to Kelly again. So your Doncaster thoughts? What's your thoughts on the Doncaster game?
Well, just picking up on the conversations I sort of when I joined in, I think he'll pretty much keep the same sort of lineup that that he was probably going to play the last two games. And sort of Stubbs has come in last few games, and he's had a very indifferent start the season, but his last few games, he's trained well. So I think that's the case. I do think that we've got stability in the back line now, and I think a lot of that's to do with Sam Walker coming in and being a calming presence. And you look at, I'm not going to flog this dead horse, but you look at some of the goals that Carlisle are conceding, and you can think Harry seriously took his eye off the ball this season. So with that, I think it's had a massive effect on the defence. So I think, he'll probably start with injuries aside. He'll probably start with like Big Kev and Smallwood in the middle, and play Kavanagh, Clark and Cook up front, really. Yeah. So I think business as usual in terms of that.
And what about you, saying, Kelly?
I think it's a bit hard to judge this one, because we've not played a game in so long. Hopefully he's got them all out, doing some hard training, getting the fitness levels going. But I feel like we might have lost that momentum from that Wycombe Wanderers game, which that's the worry, isn't it? That we were building up and we were a good run, and we played out of our skins for the Wycombe game. Just worries me a bit that they've not played a proper game since.
We've actually had a comment on TikTok about the drainage, and someone's made a point. So it's just me. I honestly think the landlord should sort the drainage out. So if you're renting an house and you've got issues with your pipe, you would call your landlord, wouldn't you? So do you think the club should contact the landowner? I can't remember his name. What's his name? Who owns ground?
Gordon Gibb.
So, do you think Bradford City need to contact Gordon Gibb?
Oh, I think they already have. He will know.
Because, if it's an issue with if you rent a house and you've got issues with your pipes or you've got issues with your electric, you have to call your landlord, don't you, to just come and sort it out?
Exactly right. I don't know if it works that way with Stadium and deal he's got, but
it'll be down to the deal, the contract, the legalities, etc. Who's responsible for what, and from Gibbs' point of view, he doesn't need to do anything, does he? You know, he's got that his pension's that ground basically, and
that's paid for many times over now. What's it been? 20 years?
Yeah, but you know,
500,000 a time.
It's like anything. If you don't want to, you don't have to sell. And
no.
So in that respect, we will probably do the bare minimum. And you know, obviously the club has contacted them, and you know, so I probably think that he's not obligated to do certain things, and he won't do because, you know, why would he?
Well, there's a 10-year warranty, so I would imagine come close season that pitch will be ripped up again and looked at, and we'll get regular bulletins through YouTube of Blackpool Beach being resurfaced.
I don't think they'll even do that. I don't think they'll even communicate, to be honest.
Done it twice.
Yeah, but they've not. Communication from club that currently is bare minimum. We don't even get a blooming, what do you call it, match day thing anymore. That's gone. That's non-existent.
It'll be done through Spark though. What, he'll get him back in to look at the pitch. That's what he'll do, because it then looks like he's doing something. But it's not in actual fact going to cost him anything because it's under warranty.
Yeah, true. It's like, who said, you before, Lee, they said they had a 10-year guarantee on it.
We've got a 10-year warranty on it, yeah.
So that company should come in then back in May and dig it back up for free, shouldn't they, really? And
well, that's probably what they'll do, I'm thinking, but until we get there to May, we don't know.
Yeah. Right. The next part is latest Bradford City news, and basically rant, rave, just whatever you want to call it. So, Stan, we'll start from you and just go across, really, and if you want to rant about anything or say anything, just let it go. Just be careful what you say, though.
I've got nothing to rant about. I think it's pretty much, we've had 2 postponed games. There's no other news, unless there's been something on social media today or in the news. But no, just hopefully a game on tomorrow. All I can say is just let's get back to winning ways and kind of build momentum.
Diane?
I've not really to say, but did you notice that Graham Alexander took the guys down to Appley Bridge to train on Saturday? They weren't allowed a day off. They got sent down to Appley Bridge to train. With no match.
Which is what most teams would do.
Yeah, but at least he didn't say, "Oh, with no match, you can go home." So that'll keep their fitness levels up. But no, there's not really that you can rant about apart from the pitch, which we've ranted about.
Lee, have you got to rant, rave about, chat about?
No, I'm actually quite happy at the moment that things are sort of on an upward tilt, and all these games that we've missed is games closer to Walker's return, which people seem to have forgotten. He's running round on the grass. He's almost training with the team. So, did he say 2 weeks last week? So another week and a bit, 2 weeks maybe, we could see him being picked to play. So I'm looking forward to that. And we've got the games now to play that we would have had we wouldn't have had we played the game. So gives him time to make a mark again, doesn't it? And I'm thinking he's perfectly capable of making a mark.
Miss Callett? Hey up. Is she having problems with her phone calls again? Kelly having problem with your Bluetooth again? She's gone, I think. Charles, have you got anything you want to rant, rave about?
No, not really. Obviously, you know, the weekend game against Walsall was disappointing, but you know, I'm not really gonna overreact about it. I think that it was 2 good form teams. So,
and Miss Callie sorted her IT shout again.
It's because I'm driving, Johnny. I've just got to work.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to rant about, Callie? Rant, rave out, chat about?
No, I think you've already all said it. I found it quite bizarre that Notts County on Saturday actually confirmed the game was off before our club did, which I thought that was quite poor. If I want to have a rant about something. Not to mention the petrol I wasted.
Yeah. We'll start up a GoFundMe page for you, Callie, to get your petrol back.
Yes, please.
Right, so we've had a couple of TikToks coming. So someone's put, is the pitch not built on an old quarry? I've got no idea about that one. It's just me. We pay ground rent. If we're renting a house, your boiler went, it would be landlord to sort out. Yeah, I agree with you there. And then we'll move on to, because Ben, I know this feature's come massive in the last 46 episodes. The weather forecast is up next. And the weather forecast is sponsored by Stan. And I'll pass you to Stan to tell you what the weather forecast is. What's sponsored by, sorry.
Yeah, the weather is sponsored by myself, Stan Jammer Photography, where creating your image is my focus.
Thank you, Stan. Right, so everyone's been dying for this weather forecast. So I'm going to go to today. The weather forecast is in Bradford from 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock. 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock supposed to rain. Basically, it's going to be about 6 degrees, 7 degrees through the night. But then the weather forecast everyone really cares about is tomorrow. So the weather forecast tomorrow, the sun will rise at 6:45 and the sun will set at 5:53. It's going to be sunny tomorrow with a bit of cloud. And the highest it's going to get tomorrow is 6 degrees, and that's going to be at 4 o'clock. And that's your crappy weather forecast. Right, everyone's second feature what everyone loves. Sponsored by Stan again. Score prediction, Stan. Yep, and also you get sound things are going to come in.
Excellent. Yes, so score predictions, I'm going to go for 2-0 City.
Okay, game's definitely off tomorrow. Stan's predicted a win for City and he's not sitting on the fence.
I hope side's coming.
Stop now. There we go. Diane?
I'm going to say 2-1 to City. I'm going to let them score a goal, but I'm saying 2-1. We will win.
Lee?
I'm going to go positive again and say 3-0 because in Walker we trust.
These sound effects are shocking. Miss Callie.
I had to check then.
That sounded like Robin Hood, that did.
Thank you.
I'm with Lee tomorrow. I think we're going to whitewash them tomorrow. I think it's going to be 3 or 4-0.
Oh dear.
True, right. Callie has lost the plot.
Chicken for supper?
Yeah, chicken for supper. So we've got a couple of score predictions coming in. In Just Me thinks it's going to be 2-1 City. Gringe thinks it's going to be 3-1 Cook, Cav and Brad. Chip it up the chickens. Ben thinks it's going to be 2-0. And so before we do go, and so I'll just give more time for TikToks to put the score predictions in. I asked everyone the favourite question, have I? What's your tea? What's everyone having for the supper tonight? But Stan?
I've just finished it. I went to Tesco and I couldn't be bothered, so I just got some barbecue chicken drumsticks in the microwave.
Diane?
I made chicken stir fry and I've got enough for tomorrow, so I'm not having out in McDonald's before I go to the match, so I can warm that up for my tea tomorrow night and all.
Lee?
I've had mine. I had a cake from the fish shop and I had a spam fritter with some chips.
Nice.
Yum. Nom nom.
Lee?
What?
Sorry, Callie. It moved. It moved.
Johnny, you're as bad as me tonight.
No.
I'm other way around to everybody else because I'm on night, so I've had my Cheerios.
Cheerios.
And we have got, I think, I can't. Is it Georgia? I think she's here.
Georgia.
So, Georgia, I know you just joined, so before we do disappear, we'll go through the list. So, what's your post-match thoughts on the Notts County game?
I don't really need to express that because Diane knows I've got my little brother who goes, and he was not impressed. And he was not impressed when Barrow got postponed either.
He was a little monkey on the coach on the way back when Barrow got postponed.
Could be worse though. You could have gone to the boating or the dock museum in Barrow. That were a good look.
Well,
now.
my brother had some very choice words for the Barrow game, and had some choice words on Saturday as well.
How old's your brother?
7. He kept saying the refs said see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, we can't tell you what he said.
We can't say that on radio. Right.
Let's hope we don't.
No,
he's very naughty. He's sat here with me now.
You naughty boy.
Don't say that. He'll get his axe.
Let's have his score prediction for tomorrow then.
Yeah, what's the score prediction?
What do you say is the score we're going to be tomorrow, Jake? Can you 4-0.
4-0.
Doncaster or City?
Good man.
Oh, for City, 100%.
I knew that before because you let me know.
And then, so your Doncaster thoughts. What's your thoughts on the Doncaster game, Georgia?
I still think I don't want it to postpone because the little one's now having a bit of a detox from the football. He's like, no, I need football back. I need it back. So hopefully it's on.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's just one of them. If it's not on, I'll just have to deal with the outbursts.
You can always do YouTube and watch,
Oh, he just puts what he wants on YouTube.
Promoted. Watch Bradford get promoted again.
And have you got anything you want to rant about, rave about, chat about, Georgia?
Just the fact I'm sick of it all getting postponed.
Weather, isn't it?
It's perfect weather for ducks. That's what I say.
It's whether it's on or whether it's off.
Yeah, and what do you think your score prediction is going to be?
I'd say 2-1.
And I've just thought of a brand new feature on top of my head. If the game does get called off tomorrow, what time should we say we'll get called off tomorrow, Stan, do you reckon?
The next hour.
Yeah, was it Donny? We were talking, an hour? So 6:45. It'd have to be called off by 6 o'clock, wouldn't it, latest?
It would.
Diane?
I don't know. I think we should have done that on Friday, shouldn't we? We should have said that on Friday. What time do I reckon? I reckon about 6:30 because they normally sort of like say, oh, we're doing the pitch inspection about 6:30, don't they? So I reckon about 6:30.
Georgia?
Well, my brother's just kind of told me he thinks we're going to get there and they're going to go, it's called off.
Oh, so you 7 o'clock?
I get there for about 6:30, 7, yeah.
Okay. Lee?
Any time in next hour. For me, not going to happen. Question, how many people do we know bought a ticket to go to Barrow?
I went.
Yeah.
I went.
That's 2.
Me, my brother and sister went.
That's 5.
I think there were 9. I think it was, 8, between 8
No, it was
and
just
9
Graham
tickets.
Alexander was saying, he says, we know how many people were going to be there, so when we go and play them again at Barrow, there won't be as many people there because it'll be a Tuesday night game and blah, blah, blah. So I wonder,
they've got 930 tickets. They'd sold them all.
930?
Yeah, something like that.
We should be able to take that on a Tuesday night, surely.
Yeah, I've had to sell mine to my friend because I won't be able to make it.
Right.
And Callie, what about yourself?
I'd say about 5:30.
Yeah, if it does pee it down really badly and if the pitch is in still a bad state,
I think it depends. It kind of depends what the pitch is like. We don't know what it's like at the minute, do we? That's the hard thing because nobody knows. Diane, have you not had any inside info?
He hasn't given me any inside info. I've not spoken to him since Saturday afternoon since match was postponed.
Right.
I will try him tonight and see if he speaks to me.
I'm still trying to get a bit of info, but I haven't heard out yet.
Yeah, no, he's well, I messaged him like I let you know that I messaged him.
Yeah,
and he phoned me back.
Oh, right.
You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll try and get some inside info.
Yeah,
if I
give
can.
us a bit more inkling. I mean, I can't get up tomorrow anyway because I'm working. But
yeah, he did say it looked like it might be off, but I don't think it will. But you never know. But I'll try and get some info. Don't you worry.
So we've got a couple of TikToks coming in. We've got Connor who thinks it's going to be 3-1. We've got IH, who thinks it's going to be a 1-0 to the pitch. So TikTok, we've got next 5 or 10 minutes, put your score predictions in, just to waste time. Anthony thinks it's going to be 2-1 City. Someone's asked about how was the sun at the ground. Nope. I think someone sent the picture to the sun, make a couple of quid off it. And so, before we go, anyone else got anything on the chat about?
Yes, it's kind of going over old ground over the Barrow game, but on LinkedIn, David Longo basically put out a bit of a kind of ranty post about it, which, some people use LinkedIn. It's more of a business kind of like professional sort of thing. But Keith Hackett, the referee or the former referee, and he would have been head of referees at the time, made some interesting comments. I'm trying to find them, but he was talking about, obviously, I think, the need for training with regards to refs. In regards to that, because obviously...
I'm in LinkedIn for my voiceovers.
Are you?
Yeah.
So it sounds like LinkedIn's for posh people, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I've got it.
No hoi polloi allowed, Johnny. Just as posh.
Yeah, just as
posh people.
You either link in or you're not in.
I'm on LinkedIn as well, but I'm very common.
So we've got.
How did you get through the net then?
How did I get through that? I don't know.
Kicked it down, probably.
Oh yeah. Didn't follow from Bradford.
Yeah, my way.
So we've had Leon put 3-0 to Donny. Come on. We've had Ben, but it's definitely going to be postponed tomorrow. I hope it is.
Leon.
I hope it is. I'll go off my mind. I've missed football. I'm like, ever since lockdown, if I don't go to football. I even watched Premier League football the other day. I got fed up with no football.
Oh, God, that's not football.
I know, especially when you saw Luton. Not Luton.
Luton?
Not Bradford. Liverpool scored.
You can't even remember, can you?
No, Liverpool scored, I think, 98th minute winner.
Yeah.
And they were controversial. I'm glad we're not in that Premier League. It's too controversial with VAR and all that lot and refereeing.
I'd rather watch grass grow.
I know, I'd rather watch donkeys on a beach. Right. And on that,
I've just jumped in, just found the post, and I'm just looking for Keith Hackett. So he's just said on that issue. Well, I'll read David Longo's post. So it says, "What an outrageous decision by the referee today. No consideration towards Barrow and City staff, supporters, and associated costs that the clubs encounter to put on match days. In all my years of professional sport, I've never experienced such a pointless postponement of a game." So a few people responded, and Keith Hackett, football referee, expert, former FIFA referee, he said, "It's evident to me that more training and education needs to be delivered to referees to ensure that they make much better informed decisions. I do not know the state of the field, but when two clubs want to play, I would always give it a try. Secretaries must be more involved and get the referee in early. With the use of smartphones, the filming of the pitch, and having players kick a ball around can produce and sent to the referee. Cost implications must also be taken into account." So there you go. That's just going back, but I just remember that post from the other week, so I just thought I'd share that.
So, actually, Stan, so I'm going to give it another 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, because you're just giving me a bit of an idea.
Oh.
So, what's people's thoughts on the referees in League Two? And let's basically go Stan and across.
Well, they're much of a muchness, aren't they? They're all pretty average. There's been some poor refereeing, and I think a lot of it is down to at this level they'll make more incorrect decisions supposedly than higher up. But I think it's the way they manage the games, and they always seem to have for me, a little 5-10 minute spell where you think, oh, the referee's doing all right then, and then they lose the game, they totally lost it, and then they start dishing out cards. So I would, and there's probably an element of the way that the players shit out as well, but I would say on average, below average.
Diane?
Well, Stan said it all. You get good ones and you get bad ones, don't you? You can tell some referees don't like you. We know one referee that don't like us, Drysdale.
Oh, don't say that name. Callie will be shaking.
Can I say the W word?
No, you mean the one that's W and it ends in an R?
Yeah, that's...
No, you can't say that word.
We're not saying that word.
Can't
A
say that
referee
word.
called Kerr.
Yeah, we've got him who doesn't like us, Drysdale. And I don't know, you like I say, you do have good ones and you have bad ones. Once they start dishing cards out, I think they start getting a bit card happy then.
Yeah. And what about yourself, Georgia Love? If you're still here. Is she still here? You still there, Georgia? Take that as a no.
I am still here, I just couldn't get it to work.
All right. So what's your opinion on the League Two referees? And also I'll ask your brother.
Oh no, don't ask me, brother, don't ask him. He's already made his opinions. He doesn't agree. When obviously cards get given out, then it's just constant more and more, and it's just like, great. My brother's just sits there going, saying very choice words again. So, yeah.
Lee? Sorry.
I just think the biggest thing that sticks out to me is the petty-mindedness sometimes of some referees that has been to Valley Parade. And what I've seen in away games and all, they pull stuff 1 minute and then next minute they don't. And it's like, make your mind up, will you, mate?
Callie?
Inconsistent. Maybe that's a better word.
Are you still there, Callie? Take that as a no. Right, we've had one question, quick fire question. This is from Connor. If there was VAR in League Two, how many pens would have Andy Cook won? So, last question, would you like VAR in League Two?
No.
Stan?
Definitely not.
No. I mean, I get it because it's like if it's a correct decision, but in some games in natural stoppages like rugby, you go to the video referee. Well, it's safe to stay in the Premier League, and it's not going to go. So eventually there'll be possibly enough money in it, but I'm not. I don't care either way, to be honest. If we have it or not.
Diane?
No, I think it'd be a waste. VAR, they can, like they say, have it in the Premier League and have it in like the Champions League and everything, but it'd be a waste down in the bottom half. I know we'd probably have quite a few penalties if we did have it, but it'd be a waste because it'd be nearly every match. Everybody will be like adding more minutes on, and we're getting more minutes added on for injuries. But with VAR, it can take up to 5-10 minutes. So I think it will be a waste.
Georgia?
I just don't like VAR, full stop. I think it's time consuming.
And what's your brother's thoughts on it in a polite manner?
I don't think he knows what that is just yet. It's one of these I have to sit with him and discuss it.
He'll let you know next Tuesday.
Right.
Probably.
And Lee, what about you?
I can't stand that because it takes away the decision-making process and the game, the match officials.
Okay.
They're relying on an external thing, and it's like, really? They weren't there. They just see no, I don't like it. No, get rid.
So on this last question, we've had a couple of TikToks come in. So we've had Jake, who's put no. We've got HIH, yes, ref can't control the game. BFD Blues, does it work in the Premier League?
No.
It works when it wants to work, such as if everyone works together.
Depends like which two teams are playing.
Yeah, which two teams are playing. Like in the Liverpool game, apparently the Gladiators referee lost his rag and went on the pitch or something and had a chat with somebody with 5 Live at the end. BFD should have had it in 66. Yeah, but no, some time. BFD Blues ruins the momentum atmosphere on the frills. Cook won't finish the pens anyway. Yeah, I agree with that. It's been rubbish. While I do think it benefits us, Andy Cook's penalties, I think it takes the fun out of game. As you never know when the goals will stand or not. That's correct. Right. And on that note, Thank you everybody for coming today. If you enjoy what you're listening to, podcasts are out on every single podcast service going. We've also got a small Facebook page on Facebook, Bradford City Up the Chickens, and you can do Super 6 on there, what starts every season. And also we've got Golden Goal on there, so get over to there. Also on YouTube, just search Chickens on the Loose, you'll find me on YouTube. Also like me on TikTok and on Twitter. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and thank you for coming along. Enjoy the rest of your night, and if the game does go ahead tomorrow, up the Chickens.
Away days are great, but there's nothing quite like playing at home. The same goes for McDonald's. Maximise your home ground advantage with McDelivery. Order now on the McDonald's app. At participating restaurants, 18 plus, serving times, delivery fee and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
Head over to Hulu this March, where our new shows and movies will keep you streaming all month long. Catch the award-winning movie Poor Things, starring Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, and Willem Dafoe. Check out the new documentary, Freaknik, The Wildest Party Never Told, about the iconic Atlanta Street Party. And don't miss FX's Shogun, a reimagining of the epic tale, starring Anna Sawai. So, what are you waiting for? Go stream something new on Hulu.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.